I wonder, was it just beyond those trees that the Battle of Hastings took place? Because we're not in Hastings. That's a question we hope to answer in today's video. But first, we're going to go a little way from here and visit a place we've never been before, searching for treasure with friends we haven't met before. So let's get over and check out the dump. Well, one thing we found is friends to mudlark with.
Hello!
Oh yeah, hello!
It's Mark and Julie, the Kentish Mudlarks.
Yes, now, I'm sure that there are many out there that are familiar with Mark and Julie's channel. If not, why not? Check it out, because these guys are on their way up. They're on 945 subscribers when I checked this morning, so wouldn't it be great to see them over the 1,000 by time this week is over. Go for it, folks, because you won't be disappointed. Like ourselves, they go out, they look for treasure, and they share it with everyone else. And today, they brought us to a dump.
Yeah.
So, Mark and Julie, what sort of thing do you think we're going to find today, and what would be your ideal find?
I wouldn't mind finding an alley gob, something like that, or a nice frozen charlotte. That would be lovely.
Right?
Yep. Always like a marble, plain
Yes,
marble,
can't
or
beat a
cod
marble.
Yeah,
We don't
always
mind
good
stuff like that.
good
Yeah.
fun.
The little things.
Yeah. This sort of dump, we found bits go back to about the 1860s, something like that. So,
Right.
never quite know what you're going to find.
To be
Really,
honest.
I think I found a whole marmalade here in the past.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And you remember that busted butter display butter dish?
Yeah, that was up there.
Yeah. Oh, was it the next one?
The next one, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's another dump about 200 yards that way as well.
Right.
So,
Ooh, two dumps.
Oh, so much excitement. How are we
For
gonna
people
go?
from Wales who just can't cope with two dumps, we've only got one dump, but the whole of Wales that we know for.
So I think the best thing we can do is get started and let's go looking.
Here we are in one of our local dumps, and guess who we bumped into today? There's Julie, of course, and there's Phil.
Everybody's following the path, and look what I found on the path on the way. I've got these bits of china here with some writing on. Now that to me looks like some sort of stoneware apothecary jar. Well, bits of. So I don't think they go together, but I think they're possibly not that one. I don't know. They look like these two are the same item, but only bits of it. I wonder if this means we could find a stoneware apothecary jar down there. Oh, quick, come on. Let's catch up before everybody else finds things. Woo. Oh, look, some bottle diggers have been here. They haven't dug a lot, but there's a few bits and pieces to see now. Look at that. That is superb. Can you imagine what that looked like when it was whole? I think we'll make a pile. I don't know why, I'm always forgetting where I put my piles. We've got the bottom of a marmalade jar. Oh, look. It's a bottle stopper. A glass bottle stopper. Now I say that probably is from the top of an apothecary jar. Oh, how exciting. Oh, right, I'm not going to put that in my pile. I'm putting that straight in my bag. And what's this here? A little bit of an egg cup possibly. And I should have brought my gloves, I know. I've forgotten them again. I never forget in the winter because it's far too cold. Got a bit of plain plate. And oh, is that more of the marmalade jar? Well, let's have a look. Yep, that's another piece. And we've got... you're not going to get much tea in that cup, are you? I can see some glass in there, but I don't think I can get in there. Have a little look. No, it wasn't. It was just some white china. It's all very exciting though. This is really filling me with enthusiasm for today's mudlark. Right, everybody's gone on ahead again. I get distracted so easily. I've got to follow the sound of voices now. I'll let you know if I get lost. What have you found, Mr. Johnson?
I found some pretty things.
Ooh, let's have a look. Oh,
that's quite pretty.
That is very pretty.
And look at that.
Oh, the bottom of a vase.
That could be trimmed off, I think.
Yeah, I would think so.
And used to put spills in, or even just a little single flower.
Very nice.
Then shells.
Oh, wow.
She sells seashells on a dump in the middle of the country.
Very nice.
Yes, not quite on the seashore, but
don't go sinking down a hole.
I'm now falling down a hole. Don't worry, folks. If I just keep getting shorter, I'll be fine. I've also got 2 broken teapots.
Oh, right. Oh, little ones. They're very cute.
Then I found that.
Oh, now that's a very regal looking teapot.
It is, isn't it? And as you know, as well as my bricks, I like my teapots.
You do?
And we usually do fairly well up around the Yorkshire area. But some of the folks may remember a teapot that we picked up down in Wales on the dump in bits.
Yeah.
If you've been waiting to see how many bits there were, here's the chance. Come on over to the shed now while we carry on searching, and I'll show you a few more of the teapots and just how many bits we had and did it all go back together. Welcome back to the shed, everyone. Today I'm here and my mind is on one of those items that you know I love to pick up when we're out and about. Teapots. Because I've been involved recently in having a search. Well, that's a very polite word to put for it when you look for things in my shed. I've been ransacking the shed again in order to try and find a particular type of teapot for someone. And there's one of our friends in YouTube, one of our supporters and viewers, who's got a particular project in mind. And we were searching for a teapot with flowers on. And I'm pleased to say I found one or two. I found this one. Now this is about... Some of you may remember this. It's a stylized teapot that's still got the vast majority of its spout, which is a rare thing when it comes to teapots. But as per usual, it doesn't have a handle. But just have a look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Very unusual. Stylized flowers. Then I got something a little more traditional. Some of you may remember this one. When we found it, you couldn't tell what the pattern really was. But this side hasn't cleaned up so well. But over here, you can see the roses. Now that's far more typically English. Very much a British thing, I suppose, to put roses on things. It's been popular for many years. But I think that comes up lovely. Again, half a spout this time, but it does have a handle. Wahey! So there we go. That was the rose teapot. Then these are British items, but they are influenced by much further afield, because this particular item has far more the flavour of the Orient about it, with these type of flowers and the dark black background and the gilding just cries out of the sort of Japanese style. But this one, only half of its spout, but yet again, well done. Look at that stylized handling. Now that is very much of its time. And I have another one similar to this, but in different design. You see all this fancy fluted top, but it still has the flowers, different flowers, more of a daisy type. It has the gilding, which is even carried through onto the spout, half a spout again. But having said earlier, they often lose their handles. Hey, look, another handle. So I'm very pleased with that. Now, I did wonder when I found these two, found them in a hole in Yorkshire, whether or not they were from a set. Perhaps this was for hot water and this was the teapot. But I'm not convinced because of the different flowers on them. But the similarity that is there shows the influence of the style, even if they weren't originally from the same set. So having had a dig through and searched for weeks to come up with at least 4 of the teapots I found that have flowers on, I was reminded of a teapot that I picked up on the dump a couple of weeks back. Because remember the story that we were told in an email by Mary and John where they saw a person that was bottle digging, and if they found anything they didn't want, they simply smashed it and only took the things they wanted. That's very sad, and in fairness, that's not the norm, because many of us in this community, including Caroline and myself, we don't dig. We simply pick up the bits that are left behind, and that's how we've made hundreds of videos. So the generosity of those who go before us is something we rely on and appreciate. This particular person didn't feel that way, and they smashed a teapot. Now it has to be said, this is in no way as ornate as the ones I just showed you. There are no roses, there are no sort of stylized flowers of the Art Nouveau, there's no Japanese influence here. This is a rather plain little pot that's been smashed. But those of you who know me know that that doesn't make a blind bit of difference. I'm going to try and put this together and see what we've got, because I just love teapots. Okay, there's no denying, this is not a whole teapot. Yes, as with so many of the others, we've got the top of the spout missing, but we now have a handle which has been fully restored. However, that side of the teapot does hide a secret, because here we see the damage done and the pieces lost. But I don't mind. This is now one of my teapots. This teapot has as good a story as any, and in fact, it tells a story that's unique all of its own because of how we found it and the fact we've put it back together. I will keep an eye out on the dump for some of the other bits and see if we can add to it. But if not, I can always use it to put something on the inside looking out if I wish. I can display it that way, or I can display it that way. And just because I can, I could always take a lid that I've picked up elsewhere and add a little bit of colour. Well, enough of teapots. We'd better get back and see what Caroline's up to.
Right, I'm going to start dragging this earth down and let's see what we can find. Oh, we've got a bit of a bowl. The bottom of, I'm not sure, maybe a mixing bowl. A Pontefract bottle, I think, is it? No, Pond's extract. It's a Pond's extract bottle.
Find the rest of that on that. There you go.
This would have been a lovely big charger or something with, I'm not sure what, it could have been a fish on there. Possibly. What do you think? Do you think that was a fish or a flower? Oh, what have you found? A shell! Very nice.
Mine's bigger than you, Az.
No.
I got a bigger
You're
shell
showing off.
than you've got. Da.
What was in there?
Competition going on here.
Oh, it's getting heated.
Yeah, it's almost like a schoolyard competition. There you go.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Oh, I like that. Yeah, and what else have you got?
And a shame it's broken, but that would have been about.
Oh, yes. Anything on it?
I think the reason it got no, but it's got
Yes,
a
it
lovely
is on the
oh
side.
yes, it's got a lovely shade of amber, and I hadn't even noticed.
Amber?
Yeah. And sorry.
I don't think
Oh,
that's
I
amber.
don't know.
It's been a long
It's
day.
been a very long year. There we go. Let's have a look what it's got on there. Obviously, it's obviously aqua, not amber, but they both begin with A, so
We'll
I'm
forgive
in the
you.
right ballpark. Cerebos, health saline.
Interesting.
Another bottle of stuff to cure everything, I would imagine, but I will
Probably.
check it up. There you go. But lovely, shame it's broke. But I have got a big shell.
You have. What have you got now, Mr. Johnson?
I've got a bottle.
Oh, right.
But he's
Anything
been
on it?
slightly
Oh,
decapitated.
just slightly.
So he's lost his top, but fortunately he still has his rear end, so we know that it's got Hedges and Butler
Oh.
on the bottom, which I assume is a brewery and possibly local. And always useful to a person like myself, a spare handle for a teapot.
Yeah?
And last, it's X marks the spot.
Oh, look at that. I
Bit of
like
lattice
that,
work,
actually.
isn't it? It's a bit of
Yeah.
lattice work.
That's lovely.
Let's come
Ooh.
out of something.
I'm sure you'll find something to do with that.
Yeah, I'm sure one of us will anyway.
Well, there are a lot of little bits and pieces here. If I scan you along, you'll see all the broken bits. But Mark has disappeared. And Julie tells me that the dump is going further along, so I think that we're going to go further along and see what we can find. What about you? Are you finding anything exciting?
Nothing very much. Mostly broken stuff, but
Right.
still interesting to see.
It is good fun, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Treasure hunting.
There's an old teaspoon.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. It's got big long lines across it. I've never
Yeah.
seen one like that. That must be older.
Probably.
The ones I've seen have just got little short lines on.
Oh, have they? Oh, that, yes. So,
A Brooks bottle, home brewed.
I've got something special.
Oh, something special. Is it a gold doubloon?
No,
Is it a pipe bowl?
no, but Richard will be so happy.
Is it? Oh, I think I know what it is then.
I found a soap dish.
Oh, wow. Look at that, Richard. It's not a soap dish. Sorry to break it to you. That is the top off a tureen or a very large teapot.
Oh, they spoilt it, Richard. Look, I was just trying to be nice. And Richard is now fed up with the soap dish references. Because he keeps telling people in the comments, I am not always going on about soap dishes. I thought, well, it would make a nice soap dish if it hadn't broke. Isn't that pretty?
It's very nice.
I'd love to find a selfie.
We're going that way, but on the way down, I've seen this. I'm not going to take it with me because I don't think it's in the best of condition, but it's a little milk pan with a bent handle on it and a little pourer, and also there's this big lump. I don't know what it is. I thought we'd have a look together. Whoa, look at that. It's solid. So I'm going for insulator. What do you reckon? Is that an old insulator? I've never seen one that shape, but that's all I can think of that will be that solid. Let me know in the comments. Julie's found some legs. What are you doing with those body parts, Julie?
Well, I'm not making a franken or anything, but careful. That's what I
All over everything. Oh, look at that. It's a little cat's legs.
Yeah, I think it is.
And glass as well, rather than pottery. Very nice.
Yeah.
Meow.
Thanks.
Well, he won't go meow, he hasn't got a mouth. It turns out I was going the wrong way. This is the way to where we need to go, so I've climbed back up. But look at this tree, I wanted to show you this. It's completely split through. I wonder if maybe the lightning has struck it. Right down to there, and that's not, if I put my hand on there for perspective, that's a big branch of a tree. It's completely split in half. It almost looks like the front of a dinosaur with his big mouth, or a crocodile, and that's his eye. Yes, we call it a crocodile tree. Oh, I've got to film this. Come on then, let's have a look. What's there? Whoop, I'm falling out. Oh, look what that is. Can you see what it is? It's ridged pottery. What is a mudlark without ridged pottery?
That's an interesting piece. Don't know what it was.
Oh yes,
It's possibly stuff in the middle.
yeah, on a
and then
plate,
a plate around
so
the outer edge.
Dip within something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Very nice.
You wouldn't want to take that home, would you?
Now, are you trying to tempt my husband with teapots? What do you think, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, now look.
Oh,
It's
no,
all,
no.
look, that little spout that raises it above the ordinary.
Oh,
There we are. Julie just
dear.
falling down a hole in the back shot there, entertaining us.
Yeah, because I did that to Caroline, showing him the teapot.
That's what it was. Oh, I think that warrants.
You're going to take it?
It's petite.
Yes.
You know, compared to the size of my head. I know my head's rather big, but compared to the size of my head, it's small.
Right.
And therefore, I think it justifies. And where it's been a bit of a teapot theme today with craft and everything, I think it should go home.
Okie dokie. Look at this little bottle. Isn't that cute? I don't think it's got anything written on it. Nope, nothing at all, but it's just so sweet. I think we should take that home. What do you think? Should I take that home? Should I not take it home? I'll tell you what, check out the live show, 9 o'clock Saturday evening UK time, and see if the bottle's on the show. If so, you know I brought it home. So let me know. What do you think I'm going to do? Take it home or leave it here? I wonder.
Just popping in to ask everyone out there watching this video to also check out Mark and Julie's channel. That's the Kentish Mudlarks. When we made this video, they were approaching 950 subs, and Caroline and I would love to see them pass the 1,000. They're such a great pair, and they were so kind to us to take us out when we were down their part of the world. So please, when this video finishes, check out the Kentish Mudlarks, and if you like what you see, give them a sub. Well, let's get back to it and see what else we are going to find on this adventure.
What have you found, Mr. Johnson?
I was just having a scrape around here and see, just here.
Oh, careful
there,
everyone, it's really slippy.
Literally at the top layer, look.
Oh yes.
See?
Oh, a live excavation. Is it whole? Yes, it is. It's whole. What colour is it? Let's hold it up to the light. It's clear. It looks green, doesn't it? But that's just the algae inside it. Oh, that's really cute.
And a nice size to go in the bag because it's not too big and not too heavy.
We'll take it with us then.
That's a nice little inkwell by the look of it. Look at that, that's cute.
Broken poison. You got any words?
Oh, look at this. Now, we have two options as to what this is. It's either some china that's been attacked by woodworm, or it's the strainer from the bottom of a big tureen so you could put your meat or whatever on there and all the fat would drain away. What do you reckon? Woodworm or a strainer? I think you know. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, I thought that was a cork in the end, which would have meant that would have been something absolutely enormous. It's not though. I think it's a candlestick. It's a shame it's broken. That's really nice. I like that with the ridges, but I can't think of anything I could do with it in that condition, so I'll leave it here for somebody else. Oh, is this an inkwell? Oh, it is. Look, it's a desk inkwell. Oh, I think that's lovely. It's got a little chip there, so it's a bit disappointing, but it's pretty whole. Oh, that's really good. Yep, I think I'll be taking that with me.
Oh, that's nice.
You like that, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Is that an inkwell?
I think so, out of a desk, a school desk.
Really good.
We've got plenty of opportunities for digging deep and having a look because the holes have already been dug. I just have to climb into them and rummage around and see what's left. Found these two rather nice bottles.
That's lovely.
Both got chipped to the top.
Yes, that's a shame.
Which is why they're still here.
Yep. Oh, that is really fine glass.
Isn't that nice?
And it's got flat bits either side to hold it comfortably. I would say that's probably an apothecary jar again.
If you could trim the top there, it would probably have some use even today.
But I rephrase that, if you could trim the top of that bit. I'm not touching it. I'd cut my fingers off.
If the top could be trimmed.
Yes, that's a better way of putting it.
It would be a nice jar, but a nice little jar rather than bottle perhaps.
Yep.
But we're going to make a move now because we've been told just that away there's a second dump. So while we head across there, why don't I share with you a little history? Because, folks, we're in the Hastings area. I keep referring to 1066 and the Norman invasion with every castle I visit almost. So we've got to have a little look at 1066 country. Welcome back to Battle. Here we are, actually in front of the battlefield where on the 14th of October at dawn in 1066, two great armies battled it out right here in order to determine the future of the United Kingdom. Now, the reason people believe that the battle was fought where we just pointed to is because this structure behind me sits high on a ridge above that very field. And this structure marks the place where a king died, a battle was fought, lives were lost, and a nation was changed. But it's not a castle. Yes, while the Normans were very famous for their castles, and we have visited quite a few of them, here they built something completely different. And it was built on the orders and instructions of the victor at the Battle of Hastings, William the Conqueror. Yes, it is believed that right here on a ridge above the field below is where Harold the king gathered his army together as he faced out along the field to the gathering troops of William, Duke of Normandy. Everything was ready for a big battle. On the surface, this looks like a straightforward invasion. A foreigner coming over to take over another country. But it's not that clear-cut when you read history. I suppose in politics it never has been and never will be, because it appears there was some deal between the Duke of Normandy and Harold that when the throne became available, then the Duke of Normandy, William, would be king and he'd be backed by Harold. But of course that never happened, because 9 months prior to the battle here, Harold decided he'd be king himself. Seemed like a good plan, but it all went wrong here at Battle on the 14th of October 1066. The battle began at dawn, and by dusk thousands were dead, and William was now the conqueror and well on his way to establishing himself as King of England. But there's a twist to the tale, because while William felt totally justified in taking up arms against Harold, he also knew that the carnage and the deaths that were required to establish his claim left him with a lot on his conscience. So what he did, by the consensus of most historians, is built an abbey on the very place that King Harold had died. And it's believed that the altar marks the spot where his body lay. Now, I use the word consensus because not everyone agrees. It's a general agreement. There are those who believe the battle was fought somewhere else, and that the monks at this abbey made up the entire story about the link with the battle and the king 100 years after the event. That basically they lied because they wanted to sustain their independence as an outfit. They didn't want someone else telling them what to do, and they said, we have the authority of the king to be here. He built this so we could be here. He gave us the freedom. That was their argument. But they actually penned this argument, as I say, a century later. William had been dead for 75 years. He could hardly argue with what they said. Now you may be thinking, but surely monks wouldn't tell a lie. Well, it seems they would. And historians know this to be a fact, because in the 12th century, when they were in a very strong legal battle with the Bishop of Chichester, who wanted to take control of their abbey because it's a grand, fantastic building and he wanted it under his power, they argued this argument of link to the royalty and produced 2 charters that clearly stated they were an independent order as established by King William. Only one problem. They then proved both documents were forgeries. So if we were just relying on the monks and their word of honour, we'd have to think very carefully. But there's more to the story than that, because there's something called the Saxon Chronicles. Now, these were not written by people who had a vested interest in securing any power through the Abbey. And in fact, they were written a lot closer to the events. There is a writing in 1086 which clearly states that the king, partly in celebration, but also as a penitent, ordered the building of a phenomenal abbey on the rise above the battlefield. And it's those words and other such accounts of the time that lend powerful credence to the reality that below this amazing abbey, which now represents a place of peace, there was once a mighty battle that changed the history of England, and by doing so, possibly the history of the world. So there you have it, folks. We are not in Hastings, but we are at the site of the Battle of Hastings, here in Battle, which I suppose is the ideal name for the location. And we know it because there stands an abbey marking the very spot. And as we head back over to see what other treasures we can find with our friends Mark and Julie, we'll give you one last look at some of the architecture, because it is absolutely stunning.
What have you got, Mr. Johnson?
Hello, I am breaking through the trees.
Yes.
This is what you call working in the undergrowth.
Yes.
I think that it's worthwhile though, because I picked that up as I was coming down the path.
Lovely.
And when it comes to handles...
Oh, that looks like a swan's neck. That's a big handle.
That was another.
Whoa.
I picked these up as we were leaving the last dump coming up the path. And this one, it's a lovely handle, but I also like the colour and
nice.
that rose there.
It's a little bit too green, I think.
Yeah, but it's a lovely colour in there. And see the leaf of the rose there? I thought the detail was gorgeous.
Very nice.
So they're what I picked up exiting the last one. And now we are entering the next one. But our tree cover, let's put it this way, we are definitely in the shade.
Yes. I can see more things over there, but I don't think we can get through. So I think we're going to need to carry on and find an easier way in. Oh, there's a pickle jar. Is it a crunchy pickle jar? Oh, no. And it's broken. I will keep searching. Hi, Julie, can I tempt you into a game of plain or patterned? Go on then. Let's play plain or patterned. Right, here we go. There are 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there should have been 7. I've dropped one. Right, so there's 6 pieces.
Okie dokie.
And what do you reckon? Plain or patterned?
Patterned.
Oh, well done. One to you.
Woohoo.
Plain.
Oh, one to me.
Plain.
Oh, patterned. No.
Patterned.
Oh, another plain.
Don't let the side down.
Right, we can make it a draw.
Patterned.
Oh, no. Last piece, what do you reckon?
Plain.
Oh, well
Hey.
done. There you go.
What's that?
4-2 for your first
Yeah.
ever attempt at plain or pattern.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you. Well done.
Like myself, you came second.
Yeah.
I'm always coming second in this game.
Oh dear.
What have you got, Mr. Johnson?
2 bottles. One that Mark just picked up. Look at the weight
Oh,
on
wow, that's really heavy. Found an applied rim. You could put it on there and it'd be pretty impressive, because that may be why it's like it is.
that. I'd say it had a label. See this colour
seems to be some-
discoloration down the bottom? It's like a square.
Oh, I was looking there for some, but
Down the bottom, there's like a
yes,
square
there
label
is.
there.
Ah, yes.
But the base
The punt in there is quite deep.
gives you some idea of how heavy that is. That is a chunk of a bottle. And here is a favourite for some. Ninfa often asks, when are we going to have a taste on Camp Coffee?
Patterson's Camp Coffee in Chicory,
And the location of the firm is on the other side.
Glasgow.
There we go. So that's a little bit far from home.
It is. It's come a long way.
So let's carry on hunting, see if we find any more bits and pieces here on this second stage of the dump.
Ah, look at this. Let's have a game of twig or pipe stem. Twig. This is a big chunk of bottle. Now, there's only the bottom of it, but I like the writing in this one. W and GL. Registered and then a number. Let's have a look what colour that is. I'm guessing it's amber. Oh, yes. It's such a gorgeous, rich amber colour, that one. What a shame it's not whole. If it had been, I'd have been taking that with me. I think the problem we've got, it's quite low there, so by the time you cut it, it's not really the depth to put a candle in. But it is a pretty colour.
Well, as much as we'd love to stay here for hours on end, hunting and searching with wonderful company in a glorious area,
They are wonderful company.
indeed, we do have responsibilities up this part of the world that we have to attend to, and we'll be in big trouble if we're not back in order to be there with little Max. Seems as that's the reason we're this side of the country.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a move now, but if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up.
Doing, doing, doing.
And don't forget, check out the Kentish Mudlarks.
Definitely.
Yes, for sure. Because if there's one thing,
Look at those faces.
Oh, yeah.
I can see you wanting to,
You want to slap 'em, don't
subscribe
you?
already. No, pop over and check out their channel.
Yes, please.
Thank
yes,
you.
for sure.
Kentish Mudlarks.
Well, off we go. And until the next time, don't forget, have fun. Bye.
Bye.